Hello, everybody, and welcome to Friday Apocryphal Podcast, your one-stop shop for everything Friday Apocryphal and podcast. And boy, do we have a show for you today. Today we are covering 3rd Enoch chapters 24 through 29. And, oh boy, episode 111.
That's,
we're just 1/6 of the way there.
That's a very good point. We just have to find a lot more things to read.
Well,
and we can do that. There is an almost endless amount of apocryphal and pseudepigraphal texts out there.
it'll be many years before we get to episode 666.
But when we do,
We'll maybe be at 30K subs.
and that will be the best episode we've ever had.
Yep.
We will prepare so hard for that episode.
There will be cake.
There will be cake. There will be demons and devils.
And spooky, scary skeletons.
That's true. And we're going to resurrect Nero as well for that episode.
Yep.
That's a bit of a spoiler.
We're
Sorry.
going to hear the thunder roll. And behold,
Lots of beholds.
a pale horse. We could rent a pale horse.
Do you really want to, though?
It would cost a lot of money.
It would. I don't think it's worth it for an episode.
A 10-second gag.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
You could rent a horse.
Yeah, that's what I said.
He just said that, yeah.
I don't think it's that expensive.
It would be expensive to rent a horse.
It is expensive.
Not if you know a horse owner.
Do you know a horse owner?
Do you know a
we
horse
all
owner?
I know a horse owner,
Who
but
specifically owns a pale
she
horse?
kind of sucks.
Oh,
Oh, I know. who
Yeah,
you're
you know,
talking
yeah.
I know a couple of horse owners, actually.
they
okay,
all
but I don't
kinda
know if
suck?
any of them have
Yeah.
pale horses. I've never seen their horses. I don't care.
I think her horse is like kind of brownish, I guess.
That's not a
very
pale horse.
average horse.
Spray painting.
I don't know.
Is
That
her
horse is
name
gonna hate
Death?
you.
What?
Is her name Death?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty cool, isn't it?
Yeah. Then it must be a pale horse.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah. So, anyways, I have the books of Enoch, complete edition, including First Enoch, the Ethiopian Book of Enoch, Second Enoch, the Slavonic Secrets of Enoch, and Third Enoch, the Hebrew Book of Enoch, by Paul C. Schneiders, translated by R.H. Charles from International Alliance Pro Publishing, copyright 2012.
Man, that was the weirdest pacing I've ever heard you read with.
Ah.
I have the Old Testament Pseudepigrapha, Volume 1, Apocalyptic Literature and Testaments, new translations from authoritative texts with introductions and critical notes by an international team of scholars.
Well, when's it copywritten?
I
Open up that copyright page.
I got it, I guess.
You can do it,
It'll
Lawrence.
be somewhere in here, right? Copyright 1983.
Wow.
Yeah, the editor is
When
James.
there was Springsteen and Madonna, way before Nirvana.
Wow. Edited by James H. Charlesworth. The section on Third Enoch is a new translation and introduction by P. Alexander.
Yes. Thank you, P. Alexander.
And all the other scholars in this book and your weird names, honestly.
Yeah. So, as I was mentioning the Talmud to you,
Yes.
this book kind of takes the format of a lot of Talmudic stuff. And I wonder if that is an intentional, addition to the pseudepigraphal nature of it, right? Because obviously it's not Enoch writing this, right? But there is this character who goes through this journey and speaks with Metatron, and his name is Rabbi Ishmael. Now, Rabbi Ishmael, I don't know that much about the historical Rabbi Ishmael. I did send you some materials
You did, yeah.
on him. Did you read anything?
I just read that
about
one
him?
paper.
What was that one about?
That was the one about the identification of Metatron and Enoch.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it wasn't anything about the stylistic form
Okay.
of this or anything.
So, I haven't read that much rabbinical literature, but
It does look a lot like this.
it does look a lot like this. There's a lot more repetition in here than there is in typical rabbinical literature. There's a lot more argumentation in rabbinical literature.
There is, although
specifically in the Gemara.
I would say, however, that this, I don't know if it's meant to, show that at all. I get that, the whole Rabbi Ishmael said, the angel Metatron, Prince of the Divine Presence, said to me, yeah, that thing, that does take after the Talmud, but we've also seen that in biblical literature as well, I think.
Right.
We have, but the thing is, this text, while it does have a lot of stuff you would find in rabbinical literature, it's not exactly structured the same way as that, and I would think that it's simply for an authoritative voice to the text instead of any kind of argumentative one.
Well, that's kind of what they do with some sections of the Talmud too. Like you'll have pieces where like Rabbi Hillel speaks, and that it's not really to present an argument. It's to be like, well, Rabbi Hillel said this, right? Which is its own thing. But we'll get to that in like 30 years when we do the Talmud, when we've run out of other things to do.
I don't know if that's a great idea, doing the Talmud.
Well, you may not think that's a great idea, but our viewers approve of it.
I don't know if they
Isn't
do.
that right?
Tell us if you want to.
all two of you.
If you want to feel bad about really the whole direction your life is going while listening
We need
to
to
the
get
Talmud.
that 73 volume long Talmud that's like $3,000.
I honestly don't think it's worth it.
You may not think it's worth it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah,
But does the YouTube
That's-
algorithm?
No.
that's a good question. I don't know.
That is one niche that really isn't handled well by YouTube creators in general. Like you have lectures on the Talmud, and you occasionally have some exposition about specific sections.
Yeah.
But you do not have like a start to finish. I mean, there's like audiobook stuff, but even those are unfinished. The Talmud is
Huge.
ridiculous.
And it's not only is it like ridiculously long, but it's also trying to read it
Yeah.
is like it's like how many licks does it take to get to the center of a brick wall? Like it's
A lot.
yeah, a lot. It's really unpleasant. You might find out at the end of it.
Look, all I'm saying is with that 73 volume set, if you were to put them all next to each other, it would be a line of books over 10 feet long.
Yeah, no, I think I don't know if I want to read all that. And I don't know if people want to necessarily listen to it.
You're
How
gonna-
long? 10 feet?
Yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah, it's not impossible.
It's a lot to
You could do it.
read through of some of the driest reading.
I think what they say is that if you read like 1 or 2 pages a day, it'll take roughly 7 or 10 years.
Whoop-de-doo.
Yeah.
Amazing. How about we continue with third Enoch?
Yeah, so anything you want to say about chapter 24 before I hop into it?
It's not the Talmud.
Well, it's not the Talmud.
Oh,
That's number one. But this section here, chapter 24. So this is a later edition. So chapter 24 was introduced after 23 because it contains a list similar to the one in chapter 23, and because 24:1 mentions the cherubim, and we can cross-reference 23:1 for that. But this would be a later addition to the text. That's all I got to say about the whole of the chapter.
And
The whole chapter?
you know what? I'm going to tell you,
Chariots, lots of
J
chariots.
Dollar Sign. Yeah, there's going to be chariots. In
Wow.
fact,
Quite a bit.
this
What
is
chariots?
chariots as hekalot, right? We've talked about hekalot literature. Now, if you wanted to take that term extremely literally, this would be the most hekalot chapter I've seen.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So let's hop into this. Chapter 24. The different chariots of the Holy One, blessed be he.
Blessed be he.
Yep. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the angel, the prince of the presence, the glory of all heaven, said to me, numerous chariots has the Holy One, blessed be he. He has the chariots of the cherubim, as it is written, Psalm 18:11, 2 Samuel 22:11, and he rode upon a cherub and did fly. He has the chariots of wind, as it is written, Ibid, and he flew swiftly upon the wings of the wind. He has the chariots of the swift cloud, as it is written, Isaiah 19:1, Behold!
Behold!
The Lord rideth upon a swift cloud. He has the chariots of clouds, as it is written, Exodus 19:9, Lo, I come unto thee in a cloud. He has the chariots of the altar, as it is written, Amos 9:1, I saw the Lord standing upon the altar.
So essentially, they're pulling lots of quotes from the Bible.
Whoa.
And what?
Amazing.
Yeah, right. Amazing. And they are just places he's been, like said to stand or be seated at, or any mode of transportation for him. That's really what encompasses a chariot for God.
Mm-hmm. Well, because presumably still at this time, at the time of writing, the chariots were a viable weapon of war, and it would seem like the most powerful people out there still would have lots of chariots. So by saying that these are chariots that he owns, it's almost like saying this is the incredible power of the Lord of hosts.
Yeah.
Right. He has the chariots of Ribotaim, as it is written, Psalm 17:18. The chariots of God are Ribotaim, thousands of angels.
Okay, so he has the chariots of twice 10,000, as it is written, the chariots of God are twice 10,000, thousands of angels. And there is a note on that section. It looks like a Jewish version translates Psalm 68:17, which is where the quotation is. With thousands of divine chariots, the Lord has left Sinai for his sanctuary.
He has the chariots of the tent, as it is written, Deuteronomy 31:15, and the Lord appeared in the tent in a pillar of cloud. He has the chariots of the tabernacle, as it is written, Leviticus 1:1, and the Lord spake unto him out of the tabernacle. He has the chariots of the mercy seat, as it is written, Numbers 7:89, then he heard the voice speaking unto him from upon the mercy seat. He has the chariots of sapphire stone, as it is written, Exodus 24:10, and there was under his feet, as it were, a paved work of sapphire stone.
I think we've seen a reference to that one.
Yeah.
Was it in this book?
No, I don't know. It
No,
sounds like Enoch, though.
In Ezekiel.
In
Or
Ezekiel.
In
Okay.
Ezekiel,
In
there
Ezekiel.
is, I think it was either sapphire or lapis lazuli, but it was
Yeah,
in
we
there
had a
somewhere.
reference for that one
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
He has the chariots of eagles, as it is written, Exodus 19:4. I bear you on eagle's wings. Eagles literally are not meant here, but they that fly swiftly as eagles. He has the chariots of shout, as it is written, Psalm 47:6. God is gone up with a shout. He has the chariots of Araboth, as it is written, Psalm 17:5. Extol him that rideth upon the Araboth.
And that would be heaven, right?
Yeah.
The highest heaven, I think. I think that was what the Arabot was, right?
Well, the Araboth is heaven, but I think there's a specific term for the highest heaven that is something like
Oh, was that not Arabot?
Araboth Rakia.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's Araboth Rakia. He has the chariots of thick clouds, as it is written, Psalm 104:3. Who maketh the thick clouds his chariot? He has the chariots of the Chayoth, as it is written, Ezekiel 1:14. And the Chayoth ran and returned. They run by permission and return by permission, for Shekinah is above their heads. He has the chariots of wheels, Galgalim, as it is written, Ezekiel 10:2. And he said, go in between the whirling wheels. He has the chariots of a swift cherub, as it is written. There's a question mark here. They don't know.
So there's
what they're referring to.
Psalm 18:10 and Isaiah 19:1.
Yes.
So the swift cherub. You know what's interesting? So they had a cherub.
Yeah, it says,
before.
as it is written, riding on a swift cherub.
Yeah. So the let's see. I think there's a note here for this swift cherub, a fusion of the cherub of Psalm 18:11 and the swift cloud of Isaiah 11. The swift cherub is also mentioned. Is mentioned also. Okay, so they have one other Talmudic text. So it seems. So we had already. We had the swift cloud from earlier, right?
Mm-hmm.
We had the cherubim from earlier, and we just had the cloud from earlier, right? So like he has the chariots of clouds, as it is written, I am coming to you in a dense cloud. That's verse 4. And then he also has another chariot of clouds, where it says he has the chariot of clouds. As
Yeah,
it is
the
written.
chariots of the swift clouds. They appear in verse 3. And then the chariot of clouds appears in verse 4.
Yeah. And then in verse 14, he has the chariots of clouds. As it is written, he makes the clouds his chariots.
Right.
So-
Verse 14 has the chariots of thick clouds.
Thick clouds. Yeah, there you go. So I don't know why so many clouds. I'm guessing this is because of my guess here, because I don't have like the manuscripts in front of me, right? So I don't actually know.
This could be a variant reading of whatever may be referring to the swift cherub. This could be some kind of midrashic thing.
It could be a copyist error. It could be it could be like an issue like where, like if you have two things right next to each other that look similar, you like switch them around. Maybe this is like on a separate page or something, but like he forgot to like flip it over when you're back to writing. I don't know. Like there are a lot of reasons that there can be a textual error, but
Perhaps
the amount of repetition here is weird.
Well, perhaps he wanted to stress the cloud aspect.
Maybe he did, but wouldn't it be a weird order?
It would be. It's definitely a weird order. So, he has this swift cherub. And at the time when he rides on a swift cherub, as he sets one of his feet upon him, before he sets the other foot upon his back, he looks through 18,010 worlds at one glance. And
Wow.
he discerns and sees into them all and knows what is in all of them. And then he sets down the other foot upon him, according as it is written, Ezekiel 48:35, round about 18,000.
So, let's talk about that for example. Not for example. Let's talk about that for a little bit,
Yeah.
because
How dare you?
yeah, I know. How dare I? The explanation here, the note, is actually kind of cool. I think you'll really appreciate this. So,
All right, tell me about it, Lawrence.
so first of all, my translation has just 18,000.
Oh.
So yeah, he perceives 18,000 worlds at a glance. So perhaps be identified with the worlds which God created and rejected prior to the creation of the present world. And then they have a rabbinical commentary on Genesis.
So want to hear more about these things, but I bet they will not go into a satisfying
Probably not.
because they never do.
Yeah, so let's see the quotation here. The Holy One, blessed be He, went on creating worlds and destroying them until He created this one and declared, this one pleases me. Those did not please me. In other texts, however, the 18,000 worlds clearly coexist with the present world, but they constitute a region of ultimate mystery into which God alone can penetrate. And that comes from a bunch of midrashic literature. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Do you guys think I should write that down for a video?
Yeah, you should.
Because that's pretty cool.
I don't
Write
even know
it.
what you'd call that video or anything, but yes, I love this concept. It's neat.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right, I'll continue reading while you write. Whence do we know that he looks through every one of them every day? It is written, Psalm 14:2. He looked down from heaven upon the children of men to see if there were any that did understand, that did seek after God. He has the chariots of the Ophanim, as it is written, Ezekiel 10:12, and the Ophanim were full of eyes round about. He has the chariots of his holy throne, as it is written, Psalm 47:8, God sitteth upon his holy throne. He has the chariots of the throne of Yah, as it is written, Exodus 17:16, because a hand is lifted up upon the throne of Jah. Also, whoever edited this sucks. Okay, we have statements like where it's Yah here, but it's Jah.
Oh,
here.
that's bad.
And we have like Kerub here, Kerub,
But it's cherub.
then cherub in the same sentence.
That's
later on.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah. Awful work, Schneiders. Awful work. Paul C. Schneiders, you should be ashamed. Shame.
For shame.
Yep. He has the
Wicked finger.
God, that many worlds thing just sounds so cool.
Yeah,
I didn't
it's
actually
great.
know that was any kind of biblical tradition.
Yeah.
It
That's-
explains everything except nothing. Not at
No,
all.
it
not
doesn't.
really.
But it is pretty cool.
It's really neat.
Like God's been really busy in some other worlds for the past 2,000
You know
years,
what?
Okay.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That's why he had to remember the Israelites, right?
Yeah, he had to
Oh,
remember
whoops,
them
those
because
guys.
I
there's
think that's just a translation
there's
thing. honestly,
17,999 other worlds with Israelites on them, and he needs to pay attention to those.
but- Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Okay.
I think maybe he just put too much stuff on his plate.
Yeah. Anyways, he has the
Also, can we just talk about? He said this one pleases me, but then he went on and destroyed everybody.
Oh, he's
Yeah.
very hard to
This
please.
one pleases me. No, it doesn't. It very obviously doesn't.
No, he didn't completely destroy or let that universe fall apart.
Sure, I guess he didn't let the
you
universe
should see
fall
those
apart.
other universes. They're way worse.
I mean, haven't you ever been pleased by like a pizza or
Yeah,
something?
yeah.
That pleases you, but you still destroy it.
Wow,
Dun, dun.
I hate philosophers.
Look, he has the chariots of the throne of judgment, as it is written, Isaiah 5:16. But the Lord of hosts shall be exalted in judgment. He has the chariots of the throne of glory, as it is written, Jeremiah 17:12. The throne of glory set on high from the beginning is the place of our sanctuary. He has the chariots of the high and exalted throne, as it is written, Isaiah 6:1. I saw the Lord sitting upon the high and exalted throne. Now, we're going into chapter 25. If you're enjoying the stream so far, give it a like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family, neighbors, and so on. Let's hop into this chapter. Ophaniel, the prince of the Ophanim, description of the Ophanim.
You should like this because we talked about the many worlds that God destroyed.
Yeah. All 17,999 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the angel of the prince of the presence. The angel, prince of the presence.
I got
said to me.
17,999 problems.
And an
but
Israelite isn't one.
The world ain't one.
Yep. Above these, there is one great prince, revered, high, lordly, fearful, ancient, and strong. Ophaniel, Yahweh is his name. He has 16 faces, 4 faces on each side, also 100 wings on each side, and he has 8,466 eyes, corresponding to the days of the year.
What?
All right. This is an abomination.
How many days of the year are there, Lawrence?
8,760.
Okay. So suddenly,
8,466.
I super random thing. Does anybody understand lore about Bayonetta?
So,
The
no.
game? Ruben, have you heard about it?
No.
Okay. Well, you fight angels in that game.
Okay.
And it subtly makes sense why those things are hideous monstrosities and have all these eyes and wings. I finally get why the boss design is so horrible, I thought at first. But perhaps it's based on these things.
Yeah, perhaps. So wait, hold on. Did you have days of the year?
Yes, corresponding to the days of the year.
Oh, sorry. I have hours in a year.
Oh. That sounds more plausible.
It sounds more plausible, yes.
But you know what? We're going to get even more confusion in
Okay.
another sentence.
Great.
Okay.
Nice.
And keep in mind, this is supposed to be coming from Metatron, who's a pretty good authority on this subject.
Yeah.
Okay. So manuscript A says 2,190, and some say 2,116 on each side. Why would you? What do you mean some say? You would know. But then manuscript D says 2,191 and 16 on each side. And manuscript E says 2,196 and 16 on each side.
Yeah. So lots of different numbers there. So in this translation, let's see. So 8,766 and 2,191 on each side. And these are eyes. Please keep that in mind. So the note here says, 8,766 divided by 4 is 2,191 and a half. The eyes must cover the whole body, since according to verse 3, there is only one pair of eyes in each face.
That's the name of your new
weird.
sitcom. That many eyes and a half.
That many eyes and a half, yeah.
Yeah. This is bad.
Understatement.
This has to be a corruption.
Yeah.
Something
has
was
to be.
lost here in copying.
Yeah, definitely.
There's simply too many differences.
Yeah, and here it makes it even more confusing, okay? Because remember, he has 16 faces.
16 faces.
Yep.
4 on each side.
Yep.
So he has like a square head and 4 on each side. 4 faces on each side.
Yep.
And then he has wings too, right? How many wings?
100
100
on each side.
on each side.
And 8,466 eyes, or 8,700 eyes, or
whatever. He's got a lot of eyes.
yeah. And those 2 eyes of his face, in each one of them, lightnings are flashing, and from each one of them, firebrands are burning, and no creature is able to behold them. For anyone who looks at them is burnt instantly.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. But keep in mind, even with all these eyes, there's just 2 eyes on his face. Even with all those faces and eyes, just 2 eyes on his singular face.
No, in each of his faces. Yeah.
His height is as the distance of 2,500 years' journey. No eye can behold, and no mouth can tell the mighty power of his strength, save the King of Kings, the Holy One, blessed be he alone.
So
maybe this is why Metatron doesn't know the number of eyes. Because
you can't see them.
Yeah.
Can't see them all.
Yeah. Why is he called Ophaniel? Because he is appointed over the Ophanim, and the Ophanim are given in his charge. He stands every day and attends and beautifies them, and he exalts and orders their apartment, D and E say runnings, and polishes their standing place and makes bright their dwellings, makes their corners even, and cleanses their seats. And he waits upon them early and late, by day and by night, to increase their beauty, to make great their dignity, and to make them diligent in praise of their Creator. And all the Ophanim are full of eyes, and they are all full of brightness. 72 sapphire stones are fixed on their garments on their right side, and 72 sapphire stones are fixed on their garments on their left side.
So before you continue with the stones, I do have a translation difference.
Oh.
Actually, probably in this case, a whole manuscript difference.
Oh.
So all the Ophanim are full of eyes and full of wings. Eyes corresponding to the wings, and wings corresponding to the eyes. From them light shines like the light of the morning star.
That is not in here.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah. So the one note that I have on that, so that entire section, that is in E and F.
Weird, because this guy definitely has manuscript E. That he didn't reference that at all.
Well then.
And
Editor.
Yeah. And 4 carbuncle stones are fixed on the crown of every single one, the splendor of which proceeds in the 4 directions of Araboth, even as the splendor of the globe of the sun proceeds in all directions of the universe. And why is it called carbuncle? Baraket. Because its splendor is like the appearance of a lightning. Barak.
Wait, hold up. Did you...
Carbuncle is Baraket and lightning is Barak.
Right, so I have emeralds instead of carbuncle. That's the translation that's used there.
Yeah, it must just be a different translation of the same term.
That's what I would think. Although I would say here that... wait, hold up. It's funny that you say that, because there's so my translation has emeralds. Other translations have sapphires, but we just had sapphire, so that'd be weird. And 4 emeralds are set in each one's crown, the brightness of which shines into the 4 corners of Araboth. That was pretty much the same, right?
Mm-hmm.
Continuing on here. This is also pretty similar. Just as the brightness of the sun's orb shines into the 4 corners of the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then it asks why they're called that.
Mm-hmm. Why is it called carbuncle?
Right. So in this translation, no question at all. There is no why is it called that. There is pavilions of brilliance.
Oh, wait.
Okay.
And tents of splendor, tents of brilliance, tents of brightness, as of sapphire and carbuncle, enclose them because of the shining appearance of their eyes.
Yeah. So that. Okay, and I have a and of their faces at the end there. But so for the name there, so A and F, add a gloss. Why is its name called Emerald or Baraket? Because its splendor is like the appearance of lightning. So because Baraket and Barak, or Barak, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I noted before.
Yeah, so
here Baraket is translated as carbuncle.
Okay. So that's a note there.
Yeah, and that is the end of chapter 25. If you're enjoying the stream so far, like, comment, subscribe, share with friends, family, neighbors. Lawrence, I'm going to hand it off to you for the next 2 chapters.
Sure, I can do that. No problem. Not an issue at all.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I want to pop that confidence.
Thanks.
No
Seraphim.
I believe in you.
Thank you. What a good friend.
I'm sarcastic and joking.
Seraphim, Prince of the Seraphim. Rabbi Ishmael said, "The angel Metatron, Prince of the Divine Presence, said to me, above them is a prince, wonderful, noble, great, respected, mighty, lordly, a captain and a leader, glorified, honored, and beloved."
Oh, mine adds in, and a swift scribe.
Oh, fancy.
Yep.
He is all full of brightness, all full of praise and radiance, all full of splendor, all full of light, all full of beauty, and all full of loveliness, all full of greatness and magnificence. His face is like the face of angels, and his body is like the body of eagles. Weird there.
Yeah.
So body of eagles, the face of angels. So, face is demut, which denotes appearance or likeness in general. Here, however, it is contrasted with body, and so must have the restricted sense of the appearance of the face. Okay.
I thought earlier that the hierarchy of angels was absurd, but
Yes.
it's getting increasingly absurd.
It is. It
Do you
does
think
seem
it'll
that way.
ever get to like that zenith of absurdity and finally like
Maybe by the
plateau?
end.
But like so far, no, it's just getting weirder and crazier.
Maybe by the end. I do genuinely want to see how crazy it gets, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gonna fall off a cliff, though. I don't know.
It will, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't it be weird to be both on a zenith and
falling
off a cliff?
of sanity.
Oh, yeah. All right. His brilliance is like lightning. His appearance is like firebrands. His beauty like lightning flashes. His majesty like fiery coals. His adornment like hashmalim. His radiance like the light of the morning star. His image like the greater light. His height as the seven heavens. The light of his eyes like sevenfold light.
So the morning star, the planet Venus.
You have a bright.
Yeah, very, very bright is
Yeah.
essentially what all those things are saying.
Everything here is bright as heck. We were talking. Remember how bright that one thing was? Was it Metatron himself that was super, super bright when he was turned into fire? It was like, what was it?
There were a few
thousandfold. Yeah, there were a few things that were thousandfold, 100,000-fold.
Yeah, like everything
times brighter than the sun or something. I was like,
Yeah.
huh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and everything
Everything
was
in the heavens
described.
is blind, but it has a lot of eyes.
Yeah, it's everything has a lot of eyes, and all the eyes have been blinded. So
Just wings.
yeah, it's just wings at this point.
What an exciting place.
Right, isn't it great? The sapphire stone on his head is the size of the whole world.
Oh no.
Okay.
Wait,
is
no?
as great as the whole universe.
What is that? Huh?
That's very different.
Yes, it
You
is.
remember how the scales escalate quickly in these?
Yeah.
It's like they took down the heavens. This is the entire universe.
No, this is just a sapphire stone on
I
his
know.
head.
That's as big as the universe.
Yep.
Apparently, yeah. So you have
Does
so
it
size
itself contain the universe?
I don't know. Size of the whole world and like the brilliance of the heavens themselves in clarity. So that second part, with that second part, it makes more sense now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, his body is full of eyes like the stars of heaven, beyond reckoning, without number. And each eye is like the morning star.
The planet Venus.
Of course. Some of them are like the lesser light. Some like the greater light, so the sun and the moon.
Mm-hmm.
From his ankles to his knees, they resemble stars of lightning. From his knees to his thighs, the morning star.
The planet Venus.
From his thighs to his waist, the light of the moon. From his waist to his neck, the light of the sun. And from his neck to forehead, unfading light.
Light imperishable. See for reference Zephaniah 3:5.
I was going to say if you said the planet Venus again.
You seem to be very good at saying the planet Venus.
I just want us to be sure here.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Lucifer? Are we talking about Jesus?
Right,
Are we
right.
talking about
Brightness
the
of any
planet
of these
Venus?
other celestial bodies.
We gotta-
this one.
We got to be sure, yeah. The crown on his head is radiant like the throne of glory, and the height of the crown is a journey of 502 years. So they would, so there was a note in here about it, but they would basically have every single measurement. If they were measuring something in the distance of a journey, it's all basically multiples of parasangs.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well-
parasangs of parasangs, as per usual.
It's not that
Exactly.
uncommon. So, like, if I were to say, yeah, you know, it's like a decent drive from here,
Yeah, a decent drive, yeah.
that's a reasonable thing to say,
Mhm.
right? It's not an exact measurement by any means, but
That's true. Like
this show will go on for a while longer.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you wouldn't say like if I were to tell you like how far it is from here to like downtown Milwaukee, I wouldn't say, "Oh, it's about 308
Meters.
just drives away.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, it's just I don't. It's still weird to have it measured in that way, but let's continue on here.
Well, you could be like, well, if you want to get to
Lawrence,
Kenosha,
it's like 7 drives
that's-
away. Come on.
You could be, if you were like, if you want to get to Kenosha, it's like the distance of 4 or 5 drives downtown. You wouldn't say that, but you could.
yeah.
People would know.
You could say it to somebody you live with and drive around with, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it.
There is
in Wisconsin. Let's clarify that.
well, sure,
Very
yeah.
localized.
There is no kind of radiance, no kind of splendor, no kind of brilliance, no kind of light in the world which is not placed in that crown. That's big.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Seraphim is the name of that prince.
Seraphim Yahweh.
Thank you. And the name of the crown on his head is Prince of Peace.
Whoa.
I'm guessing that's the thing that's written on it because they have things written on
Still
their crown.
cool crown.
Wait. This is the Prince of Peace.
Okay.
You remember in the Messianic stuff in the Old Testament, I think it was Messianic stuff, right? Where they talk about, and his name will be the Prince of Peace.
Prince of Peace. I don't. What was that in? Maybe it was Isaiah.
It might have been in Isaiah.
The quotation here is Isaiah 9:5, so maybe it's from that. I'm gonna check it. Because I vaguely remember, but it wasn't like an epithet that was used all that often.
No, it's not used all that often.
Yeah. So Isaiah, man, I forget how long it actually took us to get to Isaiah.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah,
man.
Isaiah 9. Here we go. All right, so Isaiah 9:5. No, that can't be right. Okay, so here we go. For us, that's in the Hebrew. Sorry. So to us a child is born, to us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulder, and his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, Mighty God, Everlasting Father, Prince of Peace. There you go.
Yes. So the Prince of Peace is a term that appears in the Tanakh.
Yeah. It's not super common.
No,
So,
it's not.
But it
Is
pop
a
up, yeah.
term that some apply to Jesus.
That is very true.
Mm-hmm.
They give him a lot of titles, but not as many as that one rock. Man, remember that one rock with all those titles?
Yeah, that
Yeah.
rock has a lot of titles.
All right. So why is his name called Seraphim? Because he is in charge of the Seraphim. Makes sense.
Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And the Seraphim of flame are committed to his care. He stands over them day and night and teaches them song, psalm, eulogy, might, and majesty, so that they might glorify their king with all manner of praise and sanctifying song.
Kedusha.
How many seraphim are there? 4, corresponding to the 4 winds of the world. How many wings have each of them? 6, corresponding to the 6 days of creation. How many faces have they? 16.
Mine says each one of them 4 faces.
Oh, well, yeah, I have 4 facing in each direction. The measure, although there is a textual note here.
Read it.
Yeah, 4 facing in each direction. That's the only thing. The measure of the seraphim and the height of each of them corresponds to the 7 heavens. So they're pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty big. The size of each wing is as the fullness of a heaven, and the size of each face is like the rising sun. Every one of them radiates light like the splendor of the throne of glory, so that even the holy creatures, the majestic Ophanim, and the glorious cherubim cannot look on that light, for the eyes of anyone who looks on it grow dim from its great brilliance. So this stands...
There are so many blind guys because it's like, I forgot to close one of my 32,000 eyes this time, and I looked at that guy.
Although I do want to say, no, it's not the Bible, J $. It's tangentially related to the Bible, but it is kind of close in many ways.
This is third Enoch. It's in the title.
Yeah, it's 30 Enoch. So when we had it before with being told that no one can look at this creature, this being in the last chapter. It didn't specifically say that the other heavenly creatures couldn't look at him as well. I do want to point that out.
Right.
True,
This one does say it specifically.
This one makes my theory about the amount of blind eyes in the heavens with the amount of eyes that something has very likely.
Everything's blind, yeah. So, in the Bible, we do get a description of Seraphim, right? We get a description
Yes, we
like
do.
this,
Kind
in that
of.
it has, 4 faces and wings
Yep.
covering its whole body,
6
right?
wings.
6
4
wings.
faces.
Yeah.
They just sing like, praise the Lord,
Yeah.
pass the ammunition.
Oh, holy, 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 something is
Yeah.
holy. Yeah, exactly.
Kind of hype them up to another level.
Yeah, this is to another level. They are giant and super bright.
Their wings are sizes of
And-
heavens.
Yeah, exactly.
They're kind of intense, man.
Yeah, like everything in this book.
Yeah, they need to kind of calm down.
Yeah, you just sit there and relax and chill out.
With
It's
some
all
Seraphim.
gonna
They have to be the
good.
wind. Sorry.
Yeah.
Why is their name called Seraphim? Because they burn the
Seraph is for burn.
Okay. Because they burn the tablets of Satan.
Yes. So, read out this next section.
Okay. Every day, Satan sits with Samael, prince of Rome, and with Dubiel, prince of Persia,
And the sands of time.
and they write down the sins of Israel on tablets and give them to the Seraphim to bring them before the Holy One, blessed be he, so that he should destroy Israel from the world. So that is very interesting. So they burn the tablets of Satan.
Yeah.
So
So Satan, who, may I remind you, is wind.
oh yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Now, Satan hangs out with the Prince of Rome and the Prince of Persia, who are named Samael and Dubael, respectively. But we've had the name Samael before, and he was not advertised as the Prince of Rome.
Yeah. Yeah.
So this is a very peculiar way to present this.
And we also have Dubiel, Prince of Persia.
Right.
So
I think that the idea is that these are the enemies of Israel, right? Rome and Persia.
Yeah, because Satan or the Satan, I'm sure it's a little further in its evolution of what it is now, but yeah, you know what it meant traditionally. It was the enemy.
yeah. So yeah, these are these would be the accusers. And in a diaspora community, this would make sense,
Yeah.
right? Like they're the ones that are like passing judgment on the people. So there is a note here, quite a lengthy one too. So in manuscript F, here Satan is the prince of the accusers, and his assistants are the princes of the 2 great political enemies of the Jews, Rome and Persia. For Samael, see 14:2. If you want to go back to that. Here he is an angel distinct from Satan. In some texts, Samael is simply a name of Satan.
Even Samael, the prince of the accusers.
There we go. Okay. So that's interesting there.
So here in that manuscript, Satan is the prince of the accusers and Samael is still the prince of Rome.
I suppose, yeah.
Wow.
Interesting,
How consistent.
right? So the name Dubiel may be derived from the word dob, a bear, a symbol of the Persians. That's interesting. Instead of Dubiel, which is read by manuscripts A and B, F has Dumiel, for which angel see Hekalot Rabati. Also Sefer Harazim and a couple others. And then, yeah, Satan, we we know plenty about Satan. So note also the use of the root shin or sin in 4:6 and 4:2. Third Enoch appears to be the only Merkabah text which mentions Satan by name. The context here is the heavenly law court. The accusers are excluded from God's immediate presence, and so are not party to his innermost secrets. Their accusations are burnt by the seraphim and never reach God. I see. Okay.
Well, what if God would agree with their conclusions?
Right, because sometimes he does agree with.
Yeah, he agreed with Satan in the book of Job.
He kind of did. He let Job do some. He let Satan do some stuff.
Yeah. So clearly, the message got through to him.
It did. Yeah. This explanation of the name Seraphim turns on the fact that the Hebrew root "shut up" means to burn. Right. Okay. Which you mentioned.
So why don't you continue reading?
So that is interesting though.
Yeah, it is.
So like they make these accusations and the Seraphim are like, no.
Absolutely not.
Whatever you say, just no.
Yep.
Talk
about a genetic fallacy.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Let's see here. And give them to the Seraphim to bring them to the Holy One, blessed be he, so that he should destroy Israel from the world. But the Seraphim know the secrets of the Holy One, blessed be he, that he does not desire that this nation of Israel should fall. What then do the Seraphim do? Every day they take the tablets from Satan's hand and burn them in the blazing fire that stands opposite the high and exalted throne, so that they should not come into the presence of the Holy One, blessed be he, when he sits upon the throne of judgment and judges the whole world in truth.
Do you remember there was a point in the Hebrew Bible, I think it was in the prophets, where there was a letter written, I think it was in Jeremiah, where there's a letter written and there's this brazier, right, a fire, and he writes this letter to, I think it was the king at the time, and the scribes put it into the brazier.
I don't remember that. That probably did happen, but I don't remember it. If someone knows a quotation for that, if someone does remember that, that'd be cool.
Yeah, it might have been Jeremiah. I don't remember exactly. It was either in the Deuteronomy.
Zechariah?
It might have been Zechariah. Man, but that really reminded me of that there.
Okay.
That he has this... essentially a brazier, a burning fire that is near the throne, and they take these messages and they toss them into the fire. Right? It's essentially the same action that's described in that story. I just can't remember who it was.
Right. Yeah, me neither. All right. Well, I don't know. Maybe if no one in chat remembers, I'll just Google it at some point. But either way, on to the next chapter here, chapter 27. Rodwuriel. What a name. Rodwuriel, the heavenly archivist.
Yes.
Rabbi Ishmael said, "The angel Metatron, prince of the divine presence, said to me."
Now mine's different.
Oh.
This is weird because usually it's extremely consistent. But here,
look, see, someone in chat got it.
36:23. Why don't you pull that up?
I will. Go ahead with your note.
Well, here it says, Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the angel of Yahweh, the prince of the presence, said to me, which is way different. I haven't seen that designation pop up so far in this book. And I can only assume that the translator had already translated other passages first. This must be some weird manuscript difference.
Potentially, yeah. That's because the epithets sneak in here and there a lot. But yeah, so this was where Jehoiakim burns Jeremiah's scroll.
I just have so many titles that I forgot some of them, and I just, kind of improv'd a little.
Yeah, what does it say there about Jehoiakim?
Let's see. As Yehudi read 3 or 4 columns, the king would cut them off with a knife and throw them into the fire in the fire pot until the entire scroll was consumed in the fire that was in the fire pot.
Yeah, because that was news that he didn't want to receive, right? Because Jeremiah preaches this doom and gloom end of society for them.
Classic.
Right. And this is kind of the same thing where Satan.
Thank you, considering Anu. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. Where Satan, Samael, and Dubiel are creating the same kinds of messages that they're not prophesying about the destruction of Israel, but they are requesting the destruction of Israel.
Yeah, they're saying, here's all the stuff that Israel is doing wrong.
Yeah.
And these angels are like,
for destruction.
Not going to have any of that.
Maybe even of their own people before. I'm not entirely sure. Just the Bible, not just a pseudepigrapha or apocryphal.
Above the seraphim is a prince, more exalted than all princes, more wonderful than all ministers. Radwuriel Yahweh is his name, and he is in charge of the archives. He takes out the scroll box in which the box of records is kept and brings it into the presence of the Holy One, blessed be he. He breaks the seals of the scroll box, opens it, takes out the scrolls, and puts them in the hand of the Holy One, blessed be he. The Holy One receives them from his hand and places them before the scribes so that they might read them out to the great law court, which is in the height of the heaven of Arabot, in the presence of the heavenly household. Why is his name called Radwuriel? Because from every utterance that issues from his mouth, an angel is formed, and it joins in the songs of the ministering angels and recites the song before the Holy One, blessed be he, when the time comes to say holy. So this thing spawns angels.
Yeah.
Brood of angels.
It's
the brood mother of angels.
Yeah.
Essentially.
This is so strange because it implies that this angelic prince literally has the power of creation.
Yeah. Imagine vomiting angels.
Yeah, he vomits angels.
Every time he speaks. So every time he has to sing a song, he creates an angel with every word, and that angel, I'm guessing, comes out singing as well.
Yeah. So
maybe his mouth's absurdly large.
But even
it would have
like
to be
a big deal.
It would have to
like
be.
not a big deal for him.
This is significant, right? Because
we
so
know how
far,
big angels are?
No. Because we know that God has the power to create and to manifest spiritual and physical beings within the Bible. Well, now this thing, Radwuriel, also has the power of creation.
Yeah, but only angels.
Yeah, it's a very specific power of creation, but he is literally creating divine beings.
I don't even know if he means to be doing it. He's just talking and it's happening.
I think God made him specifically to create these divine beings.
Yeah, it's like what he does.
Well, no, he also hands letters to God.
Well, yeah, that too. Sorry, you're right.
I can't tell you what the letter says, or else I'll just keep making angels. It's just getting inconvenient. So here's a letter. I'm just going to hand it to you. Bye.
I'm guessing this is like every thing that he has to pass judgment on in the world.
Well,
He's passing
Radwuriel,
notes.
he's
just passing notes.
He's the keeper of the books.
Yeah. So
He's
he
an
brings
archivist.
right. So he brings the books to God.
Yeah, he brings the case of writings with the books of records.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let me take over now. Chapter 28, the Irin and the Kadishin. Rabbi Ishmael said.
It is the watchers and the holy ones.
Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the angel, the prince of the presence, said to me, above all these, there are 4 great princes, Irin and Kadishin by name, high, honored, revered, beloved, wonderful, and glorious ones, greater than all the children of heaven. There is none like unto them among all the celestial princes, and none their equal among all the servants, for each one of them is equal to all the rest together. That includes everyone that we just covered.
I suppose, yeah.
Never.
Yeah. And their dwelling is over against the throne of glory, and their standing place over against the Holy One, blessed be he. So that the brilliance of their dwelling is a reflection of the brilliance of the throne of glory, and the splendor of their countenance is a reflection of the splendor of Shekinah. And they are glorified by the glory of the divine majesty, Gebrua, and praised by or through the praise of Shekinah. And not only that, but the Holy One, blessed be he, does nothing in his world without first consulting them. But after that, he doeth it. As it is written, Daniel 4:17, the sentence is by the decree of the Erin, and the demand by the word of the Kadishin. Why don't you pull that up?
Daniel 4:17. Yeah. So, of course, the translation that I have does use such is the sentence proclaimed by the watchers, the verdict announced by the holy ones.
Yeah. So let's see what Daniel actually says at 4:17.
Probably, I'm guessing that, right? Because that, remember we had that one reference to Daniel in the about the watchers.
Yeah.
I think this is it, right?
Is it?
Oh, was it 4:17?
Yeah.
Yeah, the sentence is by the decree of the watchers, the decision by the word of the holy ones, and then it continues on to the end that the living may know that the Most High rules the kingdom of men and gives it to whom he will, and sets over it the lowliest of men.
So this is giving us more detail about that appearance, those watchers, not the watchers of first Enoch, but these specific watchers, totally separate entities. The Erin are two, and the Kadishin are two. And how are they standing before the Holy One, blessed be he? It is to be understood that one ear is standing on one side and the other ear on the other side, and one Kadish is standing on one side and the other on the other side. And ever do they exalt the humble, and they abase to the ground those that are proud, and they exalt to the height those that are humble. And every day, as the Holy One, blessed be he, is sitting upon the throne of judgment and judges the whole world, and the books of the living and the books of the dead are opened before him, then all the children of heaven are standing before him in fear, dread, awe, and trembling. At that time, when the Holy One, blessed be he, is sitting upon the throne of judgment to execute judgment. His garment is white as snow, the hair on his head as pure wool, and the whole of his cloak is like the shining light, and he is covered with righteousness all over as with the coat of mail. So this is a lot like the description we do get in Daniel.
Yeah.
And Mary had a little lamb.
Yeah, Daniel 7:9, yeah.
And those Erin and Kadishin are standing before him like the court officers before the judge. And they raise and argue every case and close the case that comes before the Holy One, blessed be he, in judgment, according as it is written, Daniel 4:17, the sentence is by the decree of the Erin and the demand by the word of the Kadishin. Some of them argue, and others pass the sentence in the great Beth Din in Araboth. Some of them make the requests from before the divine majesty, and some close the cases before the Most High. Others finish by going down and confirming or executing the sentences on earth below, according as it is written, Daniel 4:13 and 14. Behold, an ear...
Behold!
Yes.
Can't believe you forgot that.
Behold. An ear and a Kaddish came down from heaven and cried aloud and said thus, hew down the tree and cut off his branches, shake off his leaves and scatter his fruit. Let the beasts get away from under it and the fowls from his branches. Why are they called Erin and Kadishin?
Well, before we get into that explanation, so it really seems like this section is describing, of course, a court scene in which a bunch of angels are getting around to argue for and against the cases of everybody, basically.
Yeah.
And that's why you had that other angel that spews angels there to bring out all the evidence, essentially.
Yeah. This puts that one psalm in a different context where God stands in the heavenly council.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
As Psalm 82 is what you're thinking
I
of?
think so.
Yeah.
Psalm 82. Why are they called Irin and Kadishin? By reason that they sanctify the body and the spirit with lashes of fire on the third day of the judgment. As it is written, Hosea 6:2, after 2 days will he revive us. On the third he will raise us up, and we shall live before him. And now I enter chapter 29, the final chapter of the day.
Yeah.
If you are enjoying the stream so far, give us a like.
The like is very much appreciated because you know what? Every piece of engagement helps.
Yes.
Every like, every comment, all that stuff actually helps with
Should
viewership.
just go over there and poke you.
That I don't know if that'll
engagement.
help with viewership.
You told me every bit.
No, not in that sense at all.
I mean, you could propose to him, and that would be engagement.
Yeah, you could propose to me,
Uh-huh.
but that would also not.
No.
The algorithm wouldn't
No.
be
Well,
swayed by that.
if you made it a short.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, if we made it a short, very, very short engagement.
You were suddenly engaged.
Mhm.
Yeah. But yeah, all that stuff helps. Clicking that bell too would be neat, you
Yeah.
know, so you can get notified when we go live.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
So anyways, why don't I hop into chapter 29, description of a class of angels. Very specific.
you know, we've had descriptions of angels.
Yeah.
And their classes and where the hierarchy is going.
This is a short one, so
Yeah, it is pretty short.
yeah. Rabbi Ishmael said, Metatron, the angel, the prince of the presence, said to me, each one of them has 70 names corresponding to the 70 tongues of the world, and all of them are based upon the name of the Holy One, blessed be he. And every several name is written with a flaming style upon the fearful crown, the Kether Norah, which is on the head of the high and exalted king. And from each one of them there go forth sparks and lightnings, and each one of them is beset with horns of splendor round about. From each one lights are shining forth, and each one is surrounded by tents of brilliance, so that not even the Seraphim and the Chioth, who are greater than all the children of heaven, are able to behold them. And
Yeah.
that's it.
So that last part there, the last half of it, honestly, is pretty much a restatement of the thing that we had in the last chapter, right?
Yep.
Or maybe on the last one, the one before that. We had this in today's reading.
We
essentially.
have had pretty much all of that before.
Yeah.
Third Enoch.
So
It's starting to get repetitive.
it is, yes. So I think this one as well was also intrusive here. So yeah, chapter 29 is intrusive, and so an earlier stage in the evolution of third Enoch, the account of the heavenly assize in chapters 30 through 33, which we will read next week, probably followed directly on the account of the same subject in 28, 7 through 10. Yeah. So
Well,
just kind of snuck in
alrighty
there
then.
at some point. But yeah, that is the reading for the day. I hope you guys learned a lot about angels and about how they are made. You know, it doesn't take a heavenly stork to bring an angel.
No.
No.
It takes one angel speaking
What's
to bring
that
an
one
angel.
guy's name? Samiel or something like that?
Raphakiel or something.
You're
I don't remember.
Well, either way, every time that guy says Fusrad, there's three angels. Enjoy.
Rodwuriel.
Rod Wuriel.
Yeah,
Rod was an
Wuriel.
R, but I wouldn't have guessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he has a brother named Todd Wuriel.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sure.
He does.
Why not?
But no one really cares about that one, though.
Yeah, he's not in the book.
Yeah, no one cares about Todd Wuriel.
No.
Rod Wuriel is the cool one. Actually, his name is spelled with it's R-A-D, so he's Rad. He's
Rad
Rad
Wuriel.
Wuriel.
Well, that's why he's so cool.
Yeah, right. That's why he's so
He's
cool.
rad, man.
Yeah.
But hopefully this helps you. I don't
Sleep
know,
at night.
make angels or something. Just become that specific angel, and you could do that too.
Yeah.
This is good advice.
Also, Jesus on the cross is not the hanged man in the tarot.
Okay.
No, that's a different guy. That's the
Yeah,
hanged man.
isn't it? Yeah, that's a different guy. It doesn't even. I don't even think it's supposed to look like him.
No.
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 So either
You
way.
can argue that Jesus as a miracle worker is the magician in the tarot.
Oh, sure.
And
Because
Jesus
he does
getting
magic stuff.
baptized is the fool. I mean,
I don't know that much about tarot, so
Yeah, but you know more about Jesus.
that's accurate.
At least
More
a
about
little
Jesus
more.
than tarot.
You'll
Yeah.
get the
Yeah.
hang of it. You'll know the tarot of Jesus eventually by reading the other 3 books.
I mean, he definitely becomes the Hierophant at a certain point.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
It's like a priest.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Either way, but we have T-shirts.
Yep, we have a T-shirt. Lots of T-shirts actually.
We do.
You can
that's a
get-
hoodie.
That's
that he's
a hoodie.
posting.
You
It's a
can.
hoodie.
We have more than just T-shirts. We have hoodies.
Yeah.
You can click on that. You can get yourself a hoodie.
If you don't,
It's great.
if you don't want to, just like buy a shirt, you could play the gambling game and decide to become a patron of $10 or more. You can enter it into a monthly T-shirt giveaway.
This
And it-
$40 hoodie could be yours for $10.
And
It really
50
could.
That's not part of it though.
$50 or
Because
more. You
it's a hoodie.
could be on one of our shows once a month.
Yeah, that too.
But,
we got a lot of
we
rewards.
also have patron hangouts. The scripts are given away. The according to your evidence, unicorns.
There's this
There's-
book. Yeah.
Yeah.
Forget about that thing.
Me too. I wish I could forget about that thing entirely.
You could just not have it as a patron thing, but no, that wouldn't be fair.
Well, I mean, I think we should talk about we probably got to rework some
him and I
Patreon
were
award
gonna-
stuff.
never
Yeah.
mind, yeah.
Yeah.
So, anyways, let's see what else we got. We have an Amazon wish list.
Yes, we have an Amazon wish
lots
list
of books
full
on
of
there.
books.
So you can get books. We'll read the books. They'll
You
be
can
on this
You can
table.
just donate to us.
That is also a possibility. And Facebook and Twitter, free to follow us on those platforms.
Yep. It's also free to follow us on YouTube.
What?
Yeah, with the whole like, share, and subscribe thing.
Yeah.
That's all free. Do the
And-
free stuff that helps us out.
And you know what? We found that there's another Atheist Sunday School.
Oh, right. Ruben was pretty mad about that before the show.
Yeah. If you look up Atheist Sunday School in YouTube, we're not the first channel that pops up because some lady made 2 videos labeled Atheist Sunday School and they're shorts. And, we're the real Atheist Sunday School. All you other Atheist Sunday schools are
not a
just
Sunday
imitators.
School. They are not Sunday school
So-
length.
Won't the real Atheist Sunday School?
Plus, we have this.
Please
This
stand
really
up.
sets us above them. Look at the
I mean,
context we
I
generate
can't-
from this stuff. We wouldn't even know why Daniel says some stuff. Think about it. Come on.
And that is true, but also vomiting angels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no one else talks about that. That is a really-
Angels vomiting angels.
that is cool stuff. Anyways, that's the end of the show for the day. All links are in the description below. Thanks for joining us, everyone.
We will see you on Sunday
where we're finishing Matthew.
Yes, we
The
are.
end of